So many of us have built the flight test Versa wing with the center sections in order to either, just expand the wing or give it some space to hold a lot of cargo, like FPV gear or extra batteries. I wanted to build a center section for a different purpose, and that was because if you used the Versa as a pusher, you couldn't use the swappable power pod. And I thought that was kind of annoying because I don't have a whole lot of electronics. I can't have a dedicated system. So I designed this center section to house a power pod, not only in the pusher variant, but also as a tractor. And I have some plans for you for this piece that I'm going to share with you in just a minute, how to go through and build everything and kind of why some of the things are done the way they are. But you're going to see that not only can you use this center section to use your blunt nose Versa wing as a tractor or a pusher, but you've got a lot of space in here to do all kinds of cool stuff with. So hang tight, I'm going to show you the build video.
So basically we got an ability to do a front tractor mount on the exterior, and if you flip that back, you get the ability to do an interior tractor mount. Close that down, turn around, flip those up temporarily, and you can get a pusher in there, all via the power pod.
Sweet. Alright, so this is just a quick rundown of the plans for the FT Versa Swappable Pod Pusher Adapter. I just got these all taped together and laid out, and I'll cut them in just a few moments. But I wanted to go over everything from this point of view so that there's no confusion. This is the bottom piece. You'll be using a B-style fold on this score piece right here. Make sure you score this part. Alright, so we have the bottom piece cut out, and you'll notice that I only put the pusher power pod slots in because I will only be using this as a pusher. I cut a little bit of extra space right here because of the motor mount, and I put a barbecue skewer through on the CG markings. But I did not put anything through on the markings for the landing gear holes that connect the power pod through this piece. I don't think I'm going to need them, and even if you do need them, you'll probably have to mark them out after you've put the thing together anyway, because everyone's power pod is just a little bit different. You usually have to be really accurate in lining it up. So I'm going to start pulling out these pieces and do a B-style fold. Remember, it's a B-style, and that's done for a very particular reason. It has to be B-style for strength-wise, and I'll explain that a little bit later. So I'll glue these B-style fold in, and then we'll go on to the next part. Alright, before we go any farther, I'm going to show you what I like to do here. This is optional, but I recommend doing this. Take some barbecue skewers and cut them to the height of this piece, and then I've already put holes in the foam board right here using the pointy end of the barbecue skewer, and I have two on each side. One is 6 millimeters from this point, should be this one, and then another, or not 6 millimeters, 6 centimeters. And then another one is 9 centimeters from this point, from here to here. And that's just so that when the wing is, the edge of it is going to be right here, and if there are any forces that are kind of pushing it this way, it's not going to be able to crease this piece of foam. It'll push against the entire height of these barbecue skewer pieces. It should add a little bit of durability, and there's only 4 of these, and these don't weigh hardly anything, so it should be an easy enough adaptation. Okay, so now once we have the barbecue skewers running through the side pieces, I've actually done a little bit of stuff with the electronics here from our lighting system, so pay no attention to this. Yours will be all clean and white if you're not doing anything with lights. Then you take the spacers and you put them right next to these corners. Not exactly on the corner, because the foam board has to run this way and then make an angle. So really close, here and here, and then there's some here and here. And what this is going to do is kind of be a spacer for this top piece. It's going to lay down like this, and I know that there are score cuts so that it's like this. This is not how it's going to go on. It's going to go on like this to be a little more secure, and it's going to fit right inside because it's a B-style fold. Okay, now for the top piece, we're going to want to take this, and you have the score cuts on the top right now, but it actually fits with the score cuts facing downwards this way. You're going to want to bevel this edge to fit flush here. You're going to want to bevel this edge for this angle. You're also going to want to bevel these edges to fit this angle, and this edge to fit this piece right here. Make sure that when you cut in a bevel on this score cut, that you cut them on the tab side, because if you cut them too deep, you can just make another one of these pieces and tape it on with the hinge. Or because if you make the cut on this side, the bevel on this side, it doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna have to reform it somehow. It's not a huge deal, so don't worry about it too much, but it's a lot of work to try and fix it. So when you've got everything cut out, your next step is to make sure it fits right. Remember, this is a B-style fold, so it's going to fit inside with these sides around it. And then we're going to take a piece of tape and put it across here and match these up. Then we'll take some glue and apply it all along this side, on each side, and then we will, just like the wings, wrap it over and secure it, wait for it to dry. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll move on to the next step. I also want to mention that right now, before you put the top on, is a great time to make your hatch. I got this idea from somebody off of the forums, and I can't remember their name, but this is not my idea. You take servo horns and drill through the foam board, and you just use this as kind of a twisty tab piece, and you'll have to make some kind of way to pull it out. There we go. So this will work like that. You put it in and flip it around, and it's stuck. Alright. Now I've had to glue a really large perimeter, so make sure you have a lot of hot glue available, and I'm just holding it down right now to form correctly, and after that we will go over it with hot glue along the edges to kind of seal it and give it a little more strength. Okay, so we've got our seam now. We've got everything pretty close put together. We've got a little bit of slop on the end right here, which should be okay. We went a little too far down. That's just going to make this a little bit tighter, but it's not a big deal. Now what we're going to do is take some hot glue and run it over, and then scrape it up to give it a nice clean seam. For the next part, we want to tape this together like a hinge. And what we'll do is put this on an edge, and make sure you put all of your electronics, like your servo wire, through, and feed it as far as you can in. There we go. Then we will get hot glue all over the wing part and all these edges, and then we will fold it up like this and secure it. The wing is finally taking shape. Just make sure you've got everything level, and now it's time to start putting our control surfaces in order, get our control horns on and our linkages set up, and then we'll work on the fins. Alright, when you got everything put together, All you got to do is take the power pod and just put it upside down and push it through. Depending on how loose or tightly you built the power pod, you might have some difficulty getting it in there. But as long as you have some tape on the edges that are touching and you take your time, it'll go in just fine. You can see that the slots matched up just about perfectly with the pusher, and the hatch is exposing pretty much everything you need to see.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Ha.
Alright, so it doesn't have a good roll rate while it's holding.
A little sluggish.
Yeah, a little bit. And hands off the sticks.
Ah.
A little bit off, but close. It's a very weird roll. Very strange roll.
It's probably more like a barrel roll. Try the landing in a second. Alright.
Got a better glide slope than I was expecting. Go for it. Was there a prop saver on there?
Nope.
Ah! It looks like it's heavy on the right.